The UFC have announced the date and the place for UFC 331. However, no fights have been announced. There's tons and tons of rumours. I'm sure we all know the rumours. They're in the thumbnail, etc. But in this video, I'm going to build a stack card for UFC 331. It is pretty realistic. Only 12 fights. The UFC can do this. You know, look at some of the slop we're getting for the next couple of weeks up until this card, really. Now, August is shit. August is a shit month for the UFC. There's so much slop. So in this video, I'm going to make a stacked, realistic card for UFC 331. So let's get straight into it. Starting with the main event. It's no surprise. I want to see Van versus Pantoja, a highly anticipated rematch. Now, this is the real test. Is Van a real champ? We know he beat Tyra, but he didn't beat the man who he took the belt off of. That's, Van gets a lot of shit, and rightfully so. This is for sure the fight to make. Van beats Pantoja, then no one can say anything about Joshua Van. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Joshua Van fan. Uh, I don't hate the guy. I picked Tyra. I'm a believer that he's not really the before the Tyra fight. He's not really the champ, as it was a bit of a fluke injury. I get that he pushed him and he caused the elbow to snap or whatever it was, the arm, something like that. But this is for sure needs to be the main event. The other fight, I'm sure we all know, it's going to be Charles versus Arman. I'm going to get to that in a second. That's interchangeable. Apparently, they're not going to do it for the BMF belt. God knows what that means for the BMF belt. You can't really just have a guy have the belt and then not defend it. That's like having Joshua Van fighting Pantoja, and we're not going to put the belt on the line. Further showing that the BMF belt means dog shit, means nothing really. But this should be the main event, as Charles versus Arman, which I'll get to in a minute, isn't going to be for the BMF belt. 5-rounder flyweight title fight. This will show if Joshua Van is the true champ. Pantoja, he's getting older. I probably would favour Joshua Van here just because of his age. The grappling looked good against Tyra, but Pantoja, I think he's a different level to Tyra on the ground. It'll be a very interesting fight. Currently, right now, I'm going to lean towards Joshua Van, but we don't know. I may change towards the fight. Moving on now to the co-main event. Arman versus Charles. No BMF belt. That is why it should be the co-main event. 5-rounder. I hope, I pray, because the first fight was only a 3-rounder, and Oliveira was taking over. Arman did well early. The submission attempt. This will be a very good fight. The winner for sure. He's going to fight Justin Gaethje, right? Unless Gaethje just, I feel like Gaethje wanted that McGregor fight, but thankfully, because Conor injured himself and Conor's not actually that good, this means that Gaethje will have to fight one of these two, or he's just going to retire, and they could just. I want to see Ilya versus Paddy as well. So if Gaethje just retires, you could just do the winner versus the winner for the belt. Or if Gaethje sticks around, which I'm assuming he's going to do, the winner of this should fight Justin Gaethje. This would be a very good fight. Should be a 5-rounder co-main event. I don't know. To be honest, I've got to do some more research into it. Arman and Charles, both good wrestlers. We've seen Charles beat good wrestlers. Gamrot last time out. Charles is very good off his back. Nearly submitted Arman in the first fight. This would be a very good fight. And I don't think Arman deserves a title fight. This is what they should do. And I agree with it. He's flirting with Nina Drama in India, doing random shit. Should be fighting you. If he'd have gone out there and fought, instead of Paddy, fought a BSD in November, not November, fucking month is it, July, then he could have skipped the line and had his fight with Gaethje next year. But because of his inactivity, he doesn't deserve that title fight. He needs to fight another one. Charles Oliveira, if you can excuse the Ilya Taporia slime out, he's gone back out there and took down Max Holloway, which that is not actually. I suppose no one's done it, so it is impressive. Max Holloway's a good guy in the division, and then beat Gamrot, so he deserves another title elimination bout. The other guys is Paddy and Ilya. Them two need to fight. Then the winner can fight the winner. It's like a big tournament. So yeah, this should be the co-main event. 5-rounder would be a very good fight. I don't know. I'll probably lean towards Arman because of his wrestling, his defense. He's probably not going to get caught in a submission from Oliveira like Gamrot did. Yeah, that'd be a very good fight. Then the winner should fight for Justin Gaethje's belt next year. On now to the feature fight, and it is a bit underwhelming, but it is the UFC and the Big 26. Fighters are very inactive. This fight is already rumoured to happen. Moicano versus Ortega. Ortega's moving up, he nearly fucking died. Cut into 45. Should be a decent fight. Neither guys are all out on the feet, but Moicano looked very impressive last time out against Chris Duncan. I thought he was going to get smoked. Look good on the feet. He's got a nice jab. It's just Moicano. It's nothing special on the feet. Same as Ortega. Both guys are solid. Be interested to see Ortega at lightweight. This fight's already happened before, years ago. The rematch. Can Moicano get it back? But I don't know here. Both guys are good grapplers. This could be another sloppy, clinch fight, or just two shit grapplers striking for 3 rounds. See, I want to put this here because this just shows how shit the UFC are. I was looking into it. There was meant to be Curtis Blades versus Waldo. As for here, this would have been a great thing to add on, but the UFC are so shit, they decided to stack other cards and instead. They should be putting all their attention on the numbered cards. Could have had Blades versus Wilder here. Instead, they've not. I can't really see any big rank guys taking this fight. It's just over a month out. I was going to look at a Morales versus a Bonfim or a JDM, but it's too short notice for these guys. And Morales is cut into welterweight for 330 anyway. He's not going to want to do that again because he's fucking huge. But yeah, Moicano versus Ortega feature fight. It's not the best, but two good guys. They're good company, man. I can see the UFC rewarding them with this. Should be a decent fight. I'd probably lean on Moicano decision win. And both guys are going to counteract each other's grappling. I think actually Moicano's striking is pretty underrated. I can see him getting his way to a boring decision here. Not the best fight, but it is the UFC, and they're just shit at matchmaking. The next fight, and I know it's already been made, but I promise you there are some original fights in this video. Vera versus Jordan. This fight's been rumoured to happen for months. It was meant to be on the Winnipeg card. Vera's had injuries, etc. Jordan wants to be active. Actually, no, I don't know if it was the Winnipeg card, sometime before this year. Good fight for Jordan to get him into the ranking. I'm pretty sure Chito Vera is still top 10 somehow in the big 26. He hasn't won a fight in about 5 years, but that's the UFC. Finally trying to get Vera out the rankings. Jordan's a good prospect, very good striker, good defensive grappler. The Ricky Simon fight, I did think Ricky Simon won it. There was an argument for it, but he did well to survive on the ground, landed the more damaging strikes. And Jordan's a very good striker. I can see him piecing up Chito Vera here. Let's be honest, this Chito Vera, he's not. Every single Chito Vera fight goes down the same way. He just stays at range for 2 rounds, looks there menacingly, gets pieced up, then round 3 he comes back and has a good round and claims a robbery loss. But I can actually see I don't know. If Vera doesn't get knocked out, Jordan, if anyone's going to do it, it probably would have been O'Malley. So Jordan will probably win the decision here. Very good striker. Got the defensive grappling in the back pocket, good enough to beat a guy like Vera. It's going to take someone highly ranked in this division to beat Jordan, unless you're Nathaniel Wood, of course. But we'll just ignore that. But he's a very good fighter, Jordan. I like him in this matchup here. A decent fight to get Jordan up the rankings and finally get Chito Vera out the top 10 finally. And finally, to open up the main card, I want to see it's a rumoured fight, basically confirmed. I know it's boring again. Iro Baranowski versus Lonzo Menefield. What a fight this will be. Menefield is that gatekeeper that, keeps out the guys in the top 15. And if you're that good, you're going to beat him. He's like the Tybura of the light heavyweight division. Iro Baranowski's very good. But who's he beating? Come on now. Austin Lane, Tafa, not Ibo Aslan. No one that special. I don't know if I'd favour him here. I don't know. Menifield's crafty. He was fast, young. He's faster than Baranowski. Zhang Mingyang did have Manifield rock badly, but Manifield is suspiciously durable sometimes. He's weird. One fight he's chinny as fuck, then the next he's got a Vittori chin. I don't know here. You could interchange it with some of the fights I've got in the prelims. Any one of these could open up the main card. I'm just going to see the UFC wanted to do this because they're going to want to push Baranowski. Menifield's ranked. He's young. He's a knockout artist. He's a light heavyweight. Very good fight. A big chance for Baranowski to get in the top 15. I want to see this on the main card. And I'd favour Iwo here. I think he's faster, younger, got the experience. Manifield's got the experience, but I think Iwo's got the skill to knock him out. This would be a very good fight to open at the main card. A guaranteed knockout. This next fight, I've got headline in the prelims. It very well could be on the main card. It's a rumoured fight. I want to see this happen. Bang. Ethan Ewing versus Alexandre Topuria. The two, I can see why they don't want to do it. I'm going to assume Ethan Ewing's going to be on this card. He wants to return. Injured, obviously, when he was meant to fight Bashrat. I don't know here who I'd favour. These are one of the two biggest prospects outside of the rankings. It's a win-win because one guy you're gonna huge star if they win, and then if they lose, it's like it's okay. He lost to one of the greatest fighters outside the rankings. So if you lose, you're not gonna lose all your stock. Obviously, it's not gonna be a good look to lose, but very good fight. Two very good bantamweights. Obviously, he's got the hype of Ilya's brother. Ethan Ewing's a good prospect. Two very good boxers in this division. I don't know if they're gonna do this. I want to see it. It's not unrealistic. I'm going to assume Ethan Ewing's going to be on the card. Whether they give him the Bashrat rematch, a layup against some random cad, I want to see him versus Alexandre Topuria, two of the best guys outside the rankings. And Alexandre, he kind of favours Ilya's career more than his own. Now Ilya's out for a bit, he can take a fight relatively short notice, but I want to see him step in here against one of the best guys outside the rankings. I've also seen rumours of Bryce Mitchell versus Topuria. I don't know. I want to see Ewing versus Topuria. It's a realistic match to make. Very good fight. Someone's going to get a knockout or it's going to be a war on the feet. And then the winner can look for a guy in the rankings. I don't know if the UFC are going to do this. I want to see them do it. They could just slap both these guys in the rankings, lay them up against a winnable fight like a Howney Barcelos, someone like that. But this would be a great fight, and I want to see it on UFC 331. The next fight is another banger in the prelims. As you know, the main card's a bit weak up, so to stack the prelims. That's kind of what the UFC do when they can't get the big names. They just make a stacked prelims full of incredible unranked guys. And it is Bobby Green, King Green versus Rafa Garcia, two very good prospects. No, I won't say prospects. They're on two good win streaks in the lightweight division. Obviously, Bobby Green. I saw the rumors of the Dan Hooker fight. That was a bit weird. Why were they doing that? Dan Hooker was like, I want to fight Bobby Green on this card. Bobby Green wants to be on this card. Give him a good guy on the verge of the rankings. Then you could put him in the rankings. I've seen people saying they want to see King Green versus Chanko, King Green versus Fiziev. Come on, he's being a bit overrated. If you think about who he's beaten recently, fucking hell, recently, Terence McKinney, Lance Gibson, Sel Huber, Jeremy Stevens. So it's not the best, but he's racking up the wins. Same as Garcia, he's on a good streak. Obviously beat Alexander Hernandez last time out, very impressive. And he's been training with Cobb Swanson. I don't know if he's been there forever, but recently that Cobb Swanson gym's on fire. All the fighters are winning from that gym. This would be a great fight. Then the winner can get a ranked guy. See, I don't know if this is what they'll do. I'm just kind of putting guys on the card that I know they're going to put that should be on the card. Like Bobby Green's going to want to be on this card, so it's a realistic matchup for him to make. I don't think they're going to give him a massive matchup. This Guerrero could be on the main card, but it'd be a great fight in the lightweight division. Two great strikers. Garcia can be a bit boring, but Bobby Green is never in a boring fight. Also, credit to this guy for the picture. Anyway, next fight already booked pretty much. Pitbull versus Doo Ho Choi. Like I said, the prelims you can mix and match, but this is just fights I want to see on the card. A very good fight, and finally we're seeing Doo Ho Choi be more active. Just knocked out that Brazilian guy. I've forgotten his fucking name. Santos something. Very good guy. Beat his teammate. I'm pretty sure that other Asian prospect that was like styling on him. Very good fight. Very good fighter. I think it's Daniel Santos, something like that. Very good performance. We're finally seeing him be active. You know, he beat Nate Landwehr, then was inactive. And Doo Ho Choi is a very good fighter. A very good matchup for him here against Pitbull, who's getting older, very slow, a weird, match. What's Nathaniel Wood got to do to get a Pitbull matchup? Come on now. Who's he got? Who's got to blow at the UFC to get that? It's a very good fight. I don't know if Pitbull's still in the rankings. I think he is like number 14, 15. If he's not, then it's still a good fight to get into the rankings with a win. Very good fight on the feet for Doo Ho Choi here. I think he can get it done. Pitbull's slow, getting older. The grappling isn't as impressive as he has, and Doo Ho Choi is a good counter grappler. He's showing improvements every fight. Very powerful, very good fighter for Doo Ho Choi, and I would favour him to beat Pitbull. The next fight I want to see is another one that's already been booked. I know this video seems a bit boring, doesn't it? All these fights have been announced, but there's a few. Trust me, it's okay. Shabazian versus Fahea. Shabazian got that incredible fucking layup privilege that he didn't deserve to fight Brendan Allen. Didn't actually look that bad, to be honest, against Brendan Allen. That's more of a, Brendan Allen isn't all that. Looked good on the feet, just was holding back on the shots because he didn't want to get taken down. Bit of a disappointing performance. He should have gone all out for the knockout. But he lost, and now he's got a fight back on a decent prospect in the middleweight division. Bruno Ferreira, he's a powerful striker. Not all that, you can be taken down, but neither guys are wrestlers here. Should be a good fight on the feet. I don't know, to be honest. Both guys are very powerful. Bruno Ferreira's got that knockout power. Should be a good fight. It's really been rumoured to happen. Shabazian versus Ferreira. Two, crafty middleweights that are on the verge of the rankings. Always bring it. Powerful guys. Probably going to be a knockout as they're both aggressive strikers that crash into the pocket. That'll be a very good fight to put on the card. Moving on, I want to see Alden Correa versus Mitch Raposo, two good flyweight prospects. Mitch Raposo is ranked number 10 in the AI rankings, just some incredible matchmaking there. The guy's very shit on the feet, throws about 5 strikes a minute, 5 strikes a round. Very low output. A good wrestler, I'll give him that. He's got a solid chin, a nasty knee from Nascimento in their last fight. He's okay. He's nothing special. Alden Correa, a very good striker. Didn't look all that good against Stuart Nickel last time out, so I'm a bit, I've gone a bit cold on the hype for him. This is a good fight to put on the card. Two good flyweight prospects. Raposo's probably going to try and sniff his crotch. But Alden Correa's looked good so far in his career. He beat Alessandro Costa in his debut, I'm pretty sure. Very impressive performance. Got Raw as well. A couple of decent fights on his resume. But Raposo's looking better every fight. He's not all that, but neither's Correa, to be honest. It'd be a decent layup. It's not a layup, it'll be a decent scrap. Then the winner can look for a ranked guy, like a number 14, 15. Should be a decent fight in the flyweight division. There isn't any flyweights on this card. They're both American. Correa likes to stay active. Posto was calling out Brandon Moreno at UFC Noche, so he's going to be ready. This card's either a week after or a week before. So that's a reasonable time for him to come back. It should be a good fight in the flyweight division, and it will truly tell if Raposo is a fraud or Correa's legit. A very good fight, two decent prospects. Also, I've just remembered he's Joshua Van's teammate. Makes sense. Same camp, can train together. same card, good for the gym. They can coach it well. That's what I want to see Alden Corey. Maybe a bit earlier, as he did just fight. I'm pretty sure Oklahoma against Nickel. Obviously, I don't know. I think it was on the Oklahoma card, but there. Anyway, next fight. It's already been announced. Well, rumored. Most of these fights have been rumored. Nothing's been announced. Just heavily rumored. Fucking what's her name? Casey O'Neill versus Mora. There's always a bit of MMA slop on a card, but at least these are semi-decent. They're ranked. Mora's, there's no hype for Mora. She just lost to Wang Kong. But Casey O'Neill on the uprise again, just beat the woman that knocked out Wang Kong, wasn't it? Something like that. I can't really remember that. Says it all. I don't know much about either of these women. I know Casey O'Neill's okay. She fought Chick Luana Santos. Jacqueline, not Jacqueline. It's just MMA, WMMA slop ranked wise. Casey, who is it that she knocked out? I can't remember. I'm a freaking casual. Gabriela Fernandez. There we go. She knocked out Gabriela Fernandez. Mora's not a good striker. Which is both these women like to wrestle, but Casey O'Neill's striking's better. I can see it being a boring decision either way. Not a great fight, but there's always a WMMA fight unless you're in, Saudi Arabia because they're so accepting of women over there. But anyway, yeah, Casey O'Neill versus Mora, shit fight to be honest. And finally, to open up the card, another pretty much booked fight. I'm sorry, I apologise if you're still here. That I know this fight's a bit soon. I should have done this for like a 3:32. I may do that, but anyway, there's a couple I made. Gandra versus Gandra versus Diaz. Credit to this guy for the picture. Another layout for Gandra. They're giving him the Gautier treatment. Just knocked out Zachary Reese, which is an impressive win because Reese isn't bottom of the barrel like Diaz. Before that, Medina. They should have done it the other way around. Should have gone to Diaz after Medina. Just a layout for Gandra. He's nasty in the pocket. He's gonna knock Diaz out in the first round. Diaz is okay. He's got no chin though. So second Gandra lands clean, he's gonna knock him out. An absolute layup. So yeah, this is what I would do with the card. There's some decent matchups here I actually made. I didn't just copy them all. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like, subscribe, all that good stuff.